Greetings from the European Parliament in Brussels, where we have just concluded our annual policy conference about the Arab Spring and how the Arab Spring will affect the situation in Israel and the Middle East. Yesterday we met with activists from many EU member states. We had a training day, and today many of them have met with their representatives here in the European Parliament to basically present our talking points for the situation in the Middle East right now. At the conference we heard many distinguished speakers, the new Israeli ambassador, the former vice president of the European Parliament, Marek Siwiec, and a very prominent Egyptian-born Italian member of the European Parliament speak about the Arab Spring.
I expressed my concern about the so-called Arab Spring, and I underline the fact that who is gaining is Muslim Brotherhood. They are Islamic fundamentalists, and the big danger now is about Israel and the Christian minority in these countries. As Europe, we have to discover the trust. We have to rediscover the love of ourselves to be enough strong to act with this new regime on the basis of our non-negotiable values.
We are, in this building, in the European Union, we are very enthusiastic vis-à-vis changes in the Middle East, saying, okay, Arab Springs, democracy is coming, people on the street, internet, consolidate them, and so on, so on. Actually, nobody thinks a lot what can be a product of these changes, a long-term product. And the second thing is that I see that European Union activists, including my colleagues, partly myself, we are big fan of free election. But actually we do not focus ourselves what is behind this decision of people who go and vote. We don't care of education, we don't care of ideology which is behind organization which participate in election. So I think that we should be much less enthusiastic but much more pragmatic. Okay, democracy and elections letter A, but then should come letter B, C, D, and so on and so on. And finally we should get a product which gives stability and security and more confidence than the questions. So that's why I'm not very happy about this, what's going on, but at least I would like to believe that things are moving in a good direction. For beginning, maybe yes, but not for day after tomorrow.
To sum it up, I think many would agree and say that there's still a lot of confusion. It's like someone said, it's like you lost your compass and you don't really know where is north and south and west and east anymore. You don't know who the good guys are, who the bad guys are. And this is a situation where we need a firm European approach to the developments to make sure that we don't tolerate values which are incompatible with universal values such as the dignity of life, the freedom to choose, and that we really watch the situation carefully and make sure that we, as advocates for Israel here in Europe, will make our governments and the European institutions accountable for their actions.
The problem is that, as you know, in Europe, democracy is not all about elections. Democracy, it's a way of life. In Europe, it took you some time until you managed to build and anchor real democracy both in West and East. And you had much better bases than the Middle East have because of various reasons, tradition, culture, history, and so on. Doesn't mean that the Arabs cannot get to the point where you are there now. Of course they can, but it takes time, it takes a lot of patience, and mostly it forces us to be vigile in order to make sure that autocracies will not be substituted by theocracies, but rather by democracies, and real democracies in the European sense.
We will continue to do these updates from Brussels, from the European Parliament, as we meet here on a regular basis, and to be able to communicate with you and let you know what's on the agenda for the moment. And we very much value this way of communicating with you and your support and prayer. And you will hear from us soon again from this same place, the European Parliament, Brussels and Europe. Thank you.